And a good evening to you on this Monday. Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley here with you, and it's cold. Yeah, we're talking all about the chill, the cold weather that was with us earlier this morning. It's still cold outside right now, of course, and that's something we're going to have to contend with a little while longer as we go throughout this week. So thanks for joining us. We'll talk about the cold weather coming our way, whether or not we have any chances for rain or snow throughout this week, and various other things as we go throughout the next 30 minutes here. Thanks for joining us. We call it Weather Impact, and it's here every evening live at 6:30. Let's get right to your weather story. First off, we're looking ahead at a warmer week of weather overall. Warmer week of weather is going to be the theme, and we'll talk all about that 7-day forecast. Here and now, we're taking a look at the day that was across our area. Of course, it was a bitter cold start. Really, the story here was how cold and windy it was last night, and then just how cold it was earlier this morning. So this is a terrible chill to the air earlier today. I mean, just any kind of cold word you could think to use, it fits the bill for earlier this morning. Our low temperatures around the region were extreme by our standards. We tend to get a couple of these every now and then, but it's not that common that we do have temperatures very close to the single digits. So this was our coldest morning of the year. And when I say of the year, I do mean 2025. So the whole year long, from January to December, this is our coldest morning. And so we had 11 in Greensboro, several tens on the board from Asheboro, Wilkesboro, Walnut Cove, Reedsville, Danville. All those areas got to 10 degrees. Of course, it was in the single digits up in the North Carolina mountains too. That was, of course, a little bit colder up that way. But for us, the chill was extreme to be sure. And it is something that happens from time to time. We didn't even break a record low. The record low for today's date is 6, as you can see. 6 is the record low back in 1958. And then throughout the day, we warmed up a little bit, getting into the 30s, but still, our high temperature throughout the day was only at about 35 degrees. So we just barely got above freezing, and now we're below freezing yet again. Current temperatures are right now at or below freezing, 32 to 27 around the area. Definitely a big chill to the air still to be had. So that's something to kind of keep an eye on, is that we're still not done with the Arctic chill, but tonight is not going to be quite as bad as we were last night. Here's where I see us getting down to through tomorrow morning. Take a look, right around 20 degrees in our foothills, low 20s across the Triad. It is extremely cold and extremely dry. So just kind of know that it's dry skin weather, it's chapstick weather, and it's winter weather. I know there's no snow to go along with it, but there's a lot more to winter than snow, and this is a big part of it. This time of year, we also tend to have our lowest sun angle in the sky. That just means you're not seeing a lot of warming potential from the sun. It's very low in the sky, and when it doesn't reach up all that high, we don't warm up all that much. So you can have a full day of sunshine like we had today, and we still only got into the 30s. This is the lowest that the sun gets in our sky throughout the whole season, throughout the whole year. And then as we work our way into January, it rises up a little bit more, and then by springtime, we're up in the middle at that 54-degree angle, and we tend to start to see warmer weather, which is a good thing. Now, to put this in perspective a little bit on how cold it was today and kind of where we're going. 11 degrees today, that's the coldest we've been since January of 2024. I know that doesn't sound that long ago, but that's actually about 2 years ago. It's not this past winter, it's the winter before that. So January 2024, last time we were 11. The last time we were in the single digits, you might remember this one, I certainly do. That was December 24th, Christmas Eve, back in 2022. We were 5. So we were 5 degrees. A lot of people had pipes bursting, wells, broken. All these things were big problems. It was also extremely windy. Was a major Arctic front that moved through. And it caused a bunch of problems with it being the holiday and all those other things. You might remember there were a lot of power outages that happened. Some of them were from the wind. Others were planned outages is what they call them, rolling blackouts, because the power grid was stretched so thin with that level of heat having to be used around the state. So that was back 5 degrees in 2022. If you want it to be colder than that, you have to go all the way back to the year 2000. And the last time we were colder than that was 1 degree back in 1996. So this is some significant chill and not something that happens all the time. So just kind of keep that in mind. I'm not seeing any threats for snow this week, not really much of a threat for rain in the near future either. We have dry weather right now up and down the East Coast. There's just not too much going on locally. So where do we go from here? Well, high pressure is in control, and that's what we'll wake up to tomorrow morning. It'll be a cold start to the day, right around 20 degrees. By the end of things, though, let's look ahead in the forecast. So tomorrow's a dry day of weather. Wednesday's dry as well. But we start to get a little bit of moisture in here. By Thursday, that's when we could start to see a return to maybe a little bit of wet weather. So some wet weather is possible on Thursday. Let me show you this model. You can kind of see this is Wednesday, still dry. But going into Thursday, there's potential of a little bit of rain. The earliest I could see it would be the middle of the day with a couple of stray showers. And then by the evening, we'll watch for a better chance of rain. So the next good chance for rainfall for us, that's Thursday night into very early on Friday morning. So we're looking at that as probably the only chance of some rain throughout this week. And it's not that significant because most of it is going to come in overnight, and you won't really notice all that much of it. By Friday, the middle of the day looks to clear out pretty nicely, so we'll see some sunshine breaking out there. And then toward the weekend, Saturday looks to be dry. And Sunday might have another chance for some rain, but not right away. Just to recap for you, the cold will have another low in the low 20s overnight tonight. For tomorrow, we do warm it up to right around 50 degrees. A little bit of a chill, certainly in the morning, but the afternoon's pretty good. We should have sunshine and temperatures right around 50 or so. The longer range forecast does continue to favor mostly mild weather by and large, and that's kind of where we'll take a look here in the 7-day forecast. I have us in the upper 40s for tomorrow, right around 60 going into Wednesday and Thursday. Pretty good chance of some rain there. So we'll look at some showers on Thursday, mostly in the afternoon and into the overnight and the evening hours. That'll be something we watch for. And then on Friday, we're pretty much just clearing out. Don't really have to worry all that much about rain on your Friday. And looking ahead toward the weekend, Saturday and Sunday are doing okay. Cooler for Saturday, but we're talking about 52 being cooler now. And then going ahead to the low 60s by your Sunday. That's your 7-day forecast. We'll be right back here in just about 2 minutes.